Love, light and laughter should be the essence. If I walk in as a partner of McKinsey, I know more about your company than anybody will ever know. So I really wish you curiosity about people. And finally, I wish you curiosity about yourselves.
What was driving you really? Profits? Was it profit? Was
Impact.
it self-actualization?
My entire focus on life was impact. And my mother's like, you're not going to Madras Christian College. This is a boys' college, and no way. I mean, I think there were like a few girls in Madras Christian College. You had to take a train to go there. So my mother said, no way, you're the first daughter of the house, you're not going there. Hunger strike, but it was a real hunger strike. And of course, it was a battle of wills. It's the first time I learned to flex it, you know. He's from the north, and we were this absolute Dehati, Chennai girls, right? So he looked at me and said, no, you'll never get in. That's like the Nobel Prize, you're never going to get in. Until that moment, I am Ahmedabad was this random conversation. At that moment, it became, what do you mean I'm not going to get in? I'm going to find out. So 3 of these professors are sitting there. My bio I'd written there. I did concerts for All India Radio with Professor Swaminathan. He went there. And I'd written there, I sing French songs because I was singing in French at the Alliance Française. I'd been learning French and I was performing a lot of French. And so they grilled me, these 3 guys. I was the last interview of the day, which I didn't know. These 3 guys grilled me on contract law for about 45 minutes, or various kinds of law, because I'd said I loved being a lawyer. They'd asked me, what would you do if you weren't going to be here? And then Professor Mohan Kaul, who had spent, as luck would have it, many years at the Sorbonne, he looked at me and he says, you sing French. In French, let me see. He says, you're the last interview of the day, and entertain us with a French song. Oh, je voudrais tant que tu te souviennes, les jours heureux, nous étions amis. En ce temps-là, la vie était plus belle, et le soleil plus brûlant qu'aujourd'hui. Les feuilles mortes, which is autumn leaves in French. And I sang it in a perfect accent. And Mohan Kaul said to me, you blew me away. He said, I never expected somebody from Chennai who's never left Chennai to be able to sing this well in French, he says. And at that moment in time, I knew I had a fighting chance of getting in. I did terribly academically. I really wasn't, because it was the first time I'd ever left home completely. I was finding myself in the biggest way possible. And so I heard a lot of music, and we had a room called the DJ, which I would go in at 2 o'clock in the morning and listen to the same record. In fact, my yearbook entry was, she killed us all softly with her song. We were staying in the Holiday Inn, and suddenly Citibank would call us and say, you all need to get up into the room now because there's sniper fire everywhere. And then they evacuated us at some point. had 16 interviews at McKinsey in the middle of the blizzard in a light yellow sari and a light blue sari. Those are the two saris I took with me to New York. And I had open-toed slippers. That's what I wore ridiculously. I had to drive to New Jersey. I had never driven. So the whole weekend, I took driving lessons for like 8 hours. I took driving lessons. And it's fine to take driving lessons in Queens or whatever, but it's yet another thing to get on a highway. So I said to myself, okay, it's 4 hours, it's an hour's drive. So I left 4 hours before to get to my meeting. I said, maybe I'll drive slowly. But then I'm driving on the slowest lane, you know, the fast lane, which is empty. But you're not supposed to be on the fast lane. So everybody's giving me their finger. And I think they're waving to me and I'm waving to everybody. This is my first day. And I'm saying hello, hello. And every person on this thing, because I'm stopping traffic. But I didn't know I was stopping it. This was how innocent and how naive I was. India wasn't hot then. People didn't look at India and say, software economy, greatest emerging democracy. They spoke about the dot. They would ask me, how come you're not wearing the red dot? Or they would tell me, oh, do you eat cows, you know? So one guy would talk about his, you know, why is your hair so black? Or why are your teeth so white? And you know, the first time I was so taken aback, and the second time I actually stopped the meeting and I said, that's a really good question. And let me tell you about what I know about how Indians clean their teeth. It's not the right moment for us to talk about it, but my grandfather used neem sticks. And these neem sticks are guaranteed to keep your teeth extra clean. And by the way, that's probably how the genetics got passed on. But you know, we can have a discussion about this another time. And so I don't walk into a meeting saying, oh, I'm a woman of color, I'm this. I don't walk in like that. I walk in saying, I'm the best expert on this topic because I've worked so damn hard. I've set up this company to invest in financial institutions because I saw this huge value in banking. It was a regulated industry that was going into deregulation. There were trade-offs with my family, there were trade-offs with my children, with my child. And it was, I have only one daughter. And I didn't get to spend as much time with her because when you don't see the light of day, fortunately I got married much later in life, but 20s and 30s, it was a very, it was all work. Love, light and laughter should be the essence. And it wasn't. My business world was a very different business world. If I had to do my business world all over again now, going back to 50 years or whatever, I would have a very different approach to the business world. These Chinese, the Confucius kind of things, right? Before enlightenment you chop wood and after enlightenment you chop wood again. So this whole thing of spiritual growth is not that you retreat to a mountaintop. If I died now, it would be there's nothing I would do differently.